my ever-faithful companion,
Rise,
Magician
White Dragon!
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.
So, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team Samurai X1 here. Happy Saturday! Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful weekend because your boy is having a fantastic weekend. In today's video, I'm coming at you... Whoa, hiccup. In today's video, I am coming at you with the brand new top tier Dark Magician deck profile. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. For those of you here on the channel for the very first time, consider hitting the subscribe button and make sure you guys turn on this notification bell to get notified each time I upload videos. It'll be absolutely amazing. Don't forget to... If you guys didn't know, I dropped the brand new Legendary War playmat. Make sure you guys get it today in the link down below at tsx1.com. Don't miss this playmat, guys. Come on, what are you guys waiting for? Get it today, link down below. Fit perfectly with your Dark Magician deck. Alright guys, don't waste any more time. Without further ado, let's start with the brand new Dark Magician deck profile for the 2021 format. Alright guys, let's do it. Alright guys, here we have it, the brand new Dark Magician deck profile for the 2021 format. Guys, Ghost Rare Dark Magician look absolutely gorgeous. I think Konami did a wonderful job making this card, man. Guys, look how beautiful this thing looks right here. Honestly, guys, I'm super lucky. I'm fortunate enough to have one copy of this beauty right here in front of you. Just take a look and admire how beautiful this Dark Magician is. Look at this, guys. Alright, so of course, we can't play a Dark Magician deck without triple copies of Mago Negro. You know, Mago Negro is the wave, you know what I mean? But this card right here, look absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Look how beautiful the Ultimate Wizard in terms of attack and defense is. Look at that. And remember guys, today is the live box break. Saturday, April the 17th, 6 p.m. EST. Goes from the past live box break. Get it today. You obviously can't play a Dark Magician deck without 3 copies of the Ultimate Wizard in terms of attacks and defense. Next off, you're gonna play, of course, the one Red Eyes Black Dragon, you know, Yugi. You gotta have a piece of Joey in the deck, and this card is gonna help you get access to Red Eyes Fusion, and Red Eyes Fusion makes your Red Eyes or Dark Dragoons, which is absolutely phenomenal. So, the one Red Eyes B Dragon, absolutely phenomenal. Must play it in your deck, and also Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon can actually revive this card back from the graveyard, which is actually pretty cool as well. And then for the last boss monster you're playing in the deck is, of course, the one copy of Dark Magician Girl. She's absolutely gorgeous. This is the first edition MFC copy that I have. She looks absolutely spectacular. I love Dark Magician Girl. I feel like the high risk part of playing her in the deck is just super duper rewarding. And what I mean by this is that on the very first turn, if you get access to Viridian Icona and also have Magician Souls, you can actually potentially draw 2 cards every single turn of Soul Servant, which is absolutely ridiculous. So the trade back is super duper worth it because Magician Souls, instead of sending Dark Magician, you're going to be sending Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard, and then off Predator Plant Viridian Icona, when you send Red Eyes Fusion, you can actually just send Dark Magician to the graveyard, so that way that you already have Dark Magician Girl and also Dark Magician right in your graveyard, so that way that whenever you activate Soul Servant's ability to banish yourself from the graveyard, it becomes a pot of greed every single turn. So Dark Magician Girl is super duper important for the deck, in my opinion. So the only kind of like 2 bricks in the deck is like the Red Eyes B Dragon and Dark Magician Girl, but the trade-off is just super duper rewarding, right? So you want Dark Magician Girl. Next off with your starter cards, you're going to play, of course, triple copies of Magician Rod. This card is absolutely amazing. When this card is normal summon, you basically get to add a Dark Magician spell and trap card directly from your deck to your hand. And the really good thing about Magician's Rod is that it's able to recycle itself back during your opponent's turn every single time you activate a spell or trap card. So let's say during your opponent's turn, you activate Eternal Soul to revive back Dark Magician. You can then chain Magician's Rod's effect to tribute the Dark Magician to add Rod back from your graveyard to your hand. So that way that you have recovery plays during the following turn. Getting access to Soul Servant, another copy of Circle is just absolutely phenomenal. So triple copies of Rod is absolutely mandatory. Next up, another mandatory card in a Dark Magician base deck is triple copies of Magician Souls. This card is absolutely amazing as well. It dumps your Dark Magician, and most importantly, your Dark Magician goes to the graveyard, so that way you can draw 2 every single time off Soul Servant. And this card's amazing. It's a free body on the board to help get access to Predator Plant, Viridian Anaconda, which is absolutely incredible. And the fact that it's able to draw cards to just, you know, send your multiple copies of Circle that you have in your hand or on the field to the graveyard to just draw additional 2 cards is just ridiculous. So triple copies of Magician's Souls is absolutely mandatory to play in your deck. I decided to play this card in the main deck once again. Is double copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. She's absolutely amazing for the fact that you're able to get access to Dark Magician directly from your deck to her hand. So whatever card you discard to the graveyard, you're able to replace them back with Dark Magician, which is really good. And the ability actually comes up where it has a Kalute-like effect, where if a Dark Spellcaster monster battles, you can actually send this card to the graveyard, and that Dark Spellcaster monster that battles gains 2,000 attack during the damage calculation only, which is insane. So it makes Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl be able to run over any problematic monsters on the field, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the really good thing about Apprentice Illusion Magician is that you're actually able to use this card on Dragoon, because Apprentice Illusion Magician's effect doesn't target, alright? So let's say you have Apprentice Illusion Magician in your hand or on the field and Dragoon attacks, you can actually activate Apprentice Illusion Magician, send this card from your hand or face of the field to the graveyard, and then Dragoon will gain 2,000 attack. Because Dragoon is a Dark Spellcaster monster, so Apprentice Illusion Magician will work really well with Dragoons to run over any problematic monster that needs to be run over, right? Which is really good. So double copies of Apprentice is just really amazing, and it's also an additional body on the board to help you get access to Predator Plant Verde Anaconda. And then for the last monster playing in the deck is triple copies of Ash Blossom Enjoyed Spring. I believe this is the most generic hand trap in today's metagame. You want to try to hit every single thing as you possibly can, and Ash Blossom is just really good. Covers every single deck in today's meta. Absolutely amazing to play as 3 elves in my personal opinion. So that's pretty much for the monsters. Let's go on to the spells. Before we get started with the spells, if you guys haven't gone the brand new Legendary War playmat, make sure you guys get it today, and the link down below at tx1.com. This is the brand new release of this month, and I just dropped it this week, and a lot of you guys have been loving this playmat. So what are you guys waiting for? Get this beautiful playmat today, and the link down below at tx1.com, and it matches perfectly with your Dark Magician deck. Start with the spells real quick. You'll play, of course, triple copies of Dark Magical Circle. Card's amazing. The really good thing about this card is that it's an interruption during both you and your opponent's turn, as long as you get access to Dark Magician to your side of the field once per turn. So Dark Magical Circle is really great. It acts as a great interruption during the player's turn. Also, the fact you're able to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add Dark Magician or Spell and Trap card that specifically lists Dark Magician in its text from your deck to your hand is just incredible. So triple circle, absolutely mandatory to play in the deck. Next up, my favorite card in the deck is, of course, triple copies of Soul Servant. This card is so good. You stack any Dark Magician card from your deck to the top of your deck, banish this card from the graveyard, draw 2 cards if you have Dark Magician, and obviously Dark Magician Girl in the graveyard. Minimum draw 1 as long as you have Dark Magician in the grave, but since you're focused on actually sending Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard with this deck, Soul Servant becomes absolutely broken. So triple copies Soul Servant, essentially Pot of Greed for the deck, which is super duper good. Next off for the one-of fusions, of course, one Secrets of Dark Magic. This card is really good. Helps you get access to the Dark Magicians and also Red Eyes Dark Dragoons if you draw the Red Eyes in your opening hand. So this card is amazing. And last but not least, the one Magical Eyes fusion. Card's really good. You send this card to the graveyard of Predator Plant Verde Anaconda, so that way you get access to double Dragoons. Which is ridiculous, right? So this card is good, and it can also help you get access to the Dark Magicians as well, which is really important. So double copies of the fusions. And to round off for your spells, you're gonna play, of course, triple copies of Red Eyes Fusion right here. This card is your one-stop shop to Red Eyes or Dark Dragoons. You summon Dragoons, you win the duel with this deck. You must maximize yourself when actually playing this card in your deck. You want to see Red Eyes Fusion in your opening hand as much as possible, because Dragoons becomes the main win condition in the deck. You summon Dragoons, control the board with Circle, Eternal Soul, and a bunch of back rows that you have access in your deck. So Red Eyes Fusion, without a doubt, is an absolute 3-of in any Dark Magician based deck. So triple fusion. Last but not least for your spells, of course, you want Call by the Grave. You want to ensure that your Red Eyes Fusion always goes through. So Call by the Grave is really important. Let's start with the traps real quick. For the traps, the only Dark Magician trap I'm playing the deck is, of course, triple copies of Eternal Soul. This card is really important to play as a 3-of. You want to try to see this card in your opening hand as much as possible, especially with Red Eyes Fusion in the deck. Eternal Soul becomes important because you want to get access to Dark Magician to your side of the field as quickly as possible. The fact that this card is able to revive Dark Magician to trigger off Circle is absolutely incredible, and also at the same time activating this card to trigger off Rod's effect in the graveyard is absolutely insane. And this is one of the cards that will help get access to rank 7 Xyz plays as quickly as possible. So Eternal Souls is mandatory 3-of in the deck in my opinion. Next up for your protective trap cards, I'm playing triple copies of Solemn Strike. This card is insane. The reason why Solemn Strike is important is because I'm playing a bunch of blowout trap cards in my deck. So of course, triple Solemn Strike is in here. Next for your more blowout traps, of course, I'm playing double copies of Ice Dragon Prison, double copies of Trento Tribute, and last but not least, one copy of Storm Mirror Force. So the gate boards doesn't even matter if you open up with Strike in one of these cards right here, or open up Strike with Dragoons. It doesn't matter, because as long as your opponent doesn't have cards of Solemn Judgment or just have a bunch of monster effects, Solemn Strike and one of these cards will literally break your opponent's entire board. So for example, you're playing against Dragonlink, they attack with one of the monsters, you activate Storm Mirror Force, and then of course you're going to activate Boros Sword Savage Dragon's effect to negate the Storm Mirror Force, and then you just strike the Boar Sword, and your opponent loses the entire board. And Storm Mirror Forge is really good against obviously cards that's untargetable or undestructible. So basically what it does is that if, let's say, you're facing against 3 Dragoons, your opponent attacks with Dragoon, you can activate Storm Mirror Force, you Psalm Strike the Dragoon, the effect will be negated, but Storm Mirror Force doesn't target nor destroy, so all those Dragoons will be returned to the hand, right? So Storm Mirror Force is amazing for that. Trandro is really good to help clear the boards. Dragoons can be destroyed by card effects, so Trandro becomes a free board wipe during your opponent's turn, which is really good. And Ice Dragon Prison, decks like Dinos and also Dragon Link loses to cards like Ice Dragon, which is insane. So that's pretty much it for all the trap cards you're playing in the deck. The main deck is absolutely perfect. Some of the cards you guys can consider playing in the deck are cards like Summon Limit, or you guys can play cards like Goals and Match. If you guys want a main deck to skill drain, you guys go ahead and do so. There are so many other viable options you guys can have access to when it comes to playing Dark Magician. You can play cards like Rivalry of Warlords. You can play cards like Dogmatica Punishment, or if you guys want to play the Dear Servants in this deck is just super duper flexible. It's a trap control heavy base deck, so the trap cards you guys can have access to is super vast, and there's a bunch of variety of trap cards you guys can look at out there for you to try out. If you guys want to play the theme deck cards like Destined Rivals, you guys can go ahead and play that card in the deck. It's all up to personal preference on what you guys want to play, but for this specific deck right here, I feel like super duper perfect. You can also play cards like Navigation if you guys want to, but I decided not to play Navigation in this deck because I wanted to play more blowout trap cards in the deck, in my opinion, and I felt like that was a little bit better. Alright guys, off to the extra deck. Of course, the 1 Dark Magicians. Card's absolutely important to play in the deck, really good. You activate a Spell Trap, or your opponent activates a Spell Trap, you draw a card. You have a Spell Trap card, you can set it, you can activate it on the same turn. If it's Quick Play or a Trap card, which is ridiculous. And if it dies, Special Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl directly from anywhere, which is really good. So the Dark Magician is great. Like I said, guys, look at that, super duper beautiful. Get your playmat today in the link down below, guys. Of course, double copies of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This card's a win condition. You summon Dragoon, sit on it, pretty much just win the duel. Card's insane. Dragoon is absolutely mandatory. The 1 Link Spider right here, the 1 Link Karibo. Of course, Link Spider is really important because you turn Dark Magician into a Link Spider, which is really good. And if your opponent gives you an Imbued token or a Lost World token, you turn into Link Spider, you can easily make Predator Plant Verde Anaconda, which is really good. Verde Anaconda, really great card. You summon this card, you win the duel. 1 Celine, Queen of the Master of Magicians. She's really good. Use 2 monsters, including a Spellcaster monster. You summon Celine. You can activate Celine's effect to revive back Dragoons, which is insane. So she's pretty good for that. 1 Access Code Talker. Same thing. You can go Celine, bring back the monster, got access to Access Code, you win the duel. 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and of course the 1 IP Masquerena for an additional interruption during your opponent's turn. And last but not least, for your XCs, of course, the 1 Ebon Illusion Magician. Really great card right here. Puts a lot of pressure on your opponent, which is really great. Red Eyes Flare Metal. You can actually steal games with this card, which is ridiculous. Number 11, Big Eye. Big Eye is absolutely insane as well. It steals a monster, obviously. And last but not least, the AA Battery Zeus. Amazing, right? Get access to these card overlay for Zeus. You pretty much just win the duel, right? So that's pretty much it for the main deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give this video a huge thumbs up. I'll be absolutely amazing. This is my Dark Magician deck for the 2021 format. Smash thumbs up button for more deck profile, guys, and make sure you guys get your Legendary War playmat today in the link down below at tx1.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this is your boy Sam from TV Star Sam signing out. Alright guys, peace.
Join me, my ever-faithful companion, Dark Magician Dragon!
Be sure to get your playmat today at tsx1.com.